Nordstrom, the retail giant, the one with over a century of history, is going private.
Big move.
Yeah, a bold move for sure.
$6.25 billion. That's the price tag.
I bet this feels like deja vu, especially for those who remember the Nordstrom family's last attempt back in 2018.
Yeah, their bid back then.
Yeah.
Didn't work out.
Rejected.
Makes you wonder what's changed since then, right? In the retail world, it's a whole different ballgame now. Nordstrom, like every other traditional department store out there, they're all trying to figure out how to stay relevant.
For sure. We've seen those e-commerce giants, Amazon and off-price retailers, they have exploded in popularity. Then you have this new wave of direct-to-consumer brands. They're all fighting for the shopper's attention. So how's Nordstrom been handling this crazy competitive landscape?
Well, it's kind of interesting. Like, there's this dichotomy going on. On one hand, Nordstrom has shown some real resilience. I mean, they're even outperforming some of their department store peers. Like, in recent quarters, their same-store sales, those that measure sales at stores open for at least a year, they've actually seen positive growth, especially online and at Nordstrom Rack. And they've been really smart about curating their brands, focusing on popular names like Hoka.
Oh, yeah, those are hot.
And on running shoes, tapping into what consumers want right now.
It does sound like a smart move,
Yeah.
Catering to those changing tastes, especially for shoppers who are, after unique brands.
Right. That could be what really sets Nordstrom apart.
Absolutely.
But, and this is key, we got to look at this recent growth in the context of their overall financial picture.
I see.
Despite the positive signs, their net earnings have been going down since 2018.
So it's like there are these flashes of success,
Yeah.
but the big picture is a bit different.
It's a bit more complicated than that, yeah.
So is going private a way to revive the brand, or is it more of a retreat?
Could be a little of both.
Okay.
Going private, it gives the Nordstrom family total control again.
Makes sense.
They can make long-term investments, even the risky ones.
Right.
Implement big changes without having to answer to public markets all the time or, worry about those short-term gains for shareholders.
It's almost like they're hitting the reset button.
Yeah.
Giving themselves space to experiment and adapt. No pressure from those quarterly reports or shareholder expectations.
Exactly. But we can't forget the other big player in this, El Puerto de Liverpool.
Right.
They're not just some silent investor. They're a retail powerhouse themselves. I mean, they dominate the Mexican market. Department stores, boutiques, even real estate.
Wow.
This isn't just a partnership. It's a strategic alliance. Could have huge implications on both sides of the border.
This partnership really is intriguing. What exactly does El Puerto de Liverpool bring to the table, expertise-wise? How could this help Nordstrom tackle those challenges here in the U.S.?
Well, they've got this proven track record. They know how to navigate international retail. It's complex. They've adapted to different consumer markets. They've optimized supply chains. They can manage large-scale operations.
Oh, like a lot of experience.
Oh, tons. And that could be super valuable for Nordstrom, especially as they try to, revamp their strategies and maybe even expand their reach.
I see a lot of potential synergy between these two.
Oh, yeah.
Could this be what helps Nordstrom regain its footing? Really chart a new course for success?
Yeah.
Especially with, retail constantly evolving.
I mean, it's promising, sure, but we have to be real about the challenges. Any big merger or acquisition, there are going to be complexities.
For sure.
Integrating different corporate cultures, making sure their visions align, figuring out the operational hurdles.
Right.
Those are going to be key challenges for both Nordstrom and El Puerto de Liverpool.
Yeah. So it's exciting, lots of possibilities, but not a guaranteed win. What else should we be considering when we look at this deal and how it might play out?
The valuation, that's crucial.
Okay.
The offer, $24.25 per share. It's more than Nordstrom's recent stock price. But some analysts, they're saying this price, it doesn't reflect what the company's actually worth.
Interesting.
So it raises the question, are the Nordstroms getting a good deal for themselves, maybe at the expense of other shareholders?
That's a really important point, because if people feel like Nordstrom's being undervalued, well, the shareholders, they might not be happy. They might feel cheated. And that just adds another layer to this whole question of, is going private really the right move for the company long term?
Absolutely. We need to look closely at the financials of this deal, not just the price tag, but what it means for everyone involved down the line.
It's clear that this decision to go private, it brings up more questions than it answers. To really understand this, we got to dig into the specific challenges department stores are facing and see how Nordstrom's strategy fits in. Let's break down those challenges next.
It's like department stores are getting squeezed from every direction.
Yeah, they're getting hit from all sides.
You've got the online giants, Amazon, they've completely changed how we shop.
It's so convenient.
So convenient, huge selection, it's tough to compete.
Right, and then there are the big box stores like Walmart and Target.
Right, and they're not just about low prices anymore.
Yeah, they've upped their game.
They've got their online presence, they're getting competitive.
Oh, and we can't forget those off-price retailers, Ross, TJ Maxx.
Oh, they've carved out their own niche, for sure.
Yeah, brand names, deep discounts. It's a big draw for shoppers on a budget.
It's a tough spot for department stores. They need to keep their physical stores running.
Which are expensive.
Very expensive,
Yeah.
but they also have to invest heavily online to keep up with the digital world.
It's a tricky balance, for sure. They need something unique to stand out in-store and online.
Absolutely. So how are they adapting, staying relevant in this crazy retail landscape?
That's the big question.
Well, they're trying a bunch of different things. Closing down stores that aren't performing well, focusing on the locations with potential.
Okay, makes sense.
And they're putting a lot of effort into making the shopping experience more, immersive, experiential, personal stylists, beauty bars.
Oh, I've seen those, the interactive displays.
Yeah, even restaurants and cafes inside the store.
They're turning the stores into destinations.
Exactly. It's not just about buying something anymore. It's about the experience.
It's a whole day out.
Exactly. And they're working hard to create a seamless experience between their physical stores and online platform.
Oh, that's so important now.
So you can browse online, reserve something to pick up in store, or return an online purchase at a physical store.
It's all about convenience and flexibility, making it easy for the customer.
Absolutely. And they're trying new technologies too, augmented reality, virtual reality, to enhance the shopping experience.
I've seen those virtual try-on things. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and some are using artificial intelligence to manage prices and inventory.
It's wild how tech is changing everything. But beyond the technology, what are some of the bigger strategies department stores need to think about as they go through this transformation?
They have to really know their audience. Who are they targeting? And then build a brand identity that really speaks to them.
Makes sense.
And they need to offer something you can't find anywhere else. Exclusive brands, curated collections, personalized services that you just can't get online.
It's not just about price anymore. It's about the whole experience.
Right. Creating a brand experience that builds loyalty, keeps customers coming back.
It's about building relationships.
It is. In a world where we have so many choices, consumers are looking for brands that share their values, offer something more than just stuff.
It's about connecting with something meaningful. So let's bring it back to Nordstrom, their decision to go private. How could this move help them tackle some of these challenges?
Going private gives them the freedom to make big moves, long-term plans, without worrying about those short-term pressures from the market. They can invest in new technologies, try different store formats, revamp their supply chains, all without having to answer to public shareholders every step of the way.
It's like they're getting some breathing room, a chance to really change things up. But there are risks.
Right. Oh, of course, there are always downsides.
Like what?
Less transparency, less accountability. They won't have the same level of public scrutiny, the same regulatory oversight.
That could lead to some concerns, conflicts of interest, things like that. What other downsides should we be thinking about?
There's the risk they become less innovative.
Okay, interesting.
Without that pressure from the market, will they be as quick to adapt?
That's a good point.
They might also have a harder time getting capital for growth, for expansion.
So going private, it could help in the short term, but we have to think about the long-term risks too.
Exactly. It's a trade-off. And success really depends on the choices the Nordstrom family and El Porto de Liverpool make.
It's a pivotal moment for Nordstrom.
It is.
They're betting on themselves, believing they can adapt and thrive in this crazy retail world.
It's a big gamble.
But as we've seen, the challenges are huge.
They are.
Nordstrom's journey, it's a reflection of what all those traditional department stores are facing. The retail world is changing fast, and nobody knows for sure what's coming next. So what does this all mean for our listener? What can they take away from this conversation about Nordstrom going private and the future of retail? Nordstrom's story, it reminds us that retail, it never stands still.
It's constantly evolving.
What worked yesterday might not cut it today. What's hot now, who knows about tomorrow?
You got to be able to adapt, innovate, really understand what consumers want and how those wants are always changing.
Consumers today, they've got so many choices. changes.
Yeah, they're bombarded with marketing everywhere they look.
They're more careful about how they spend their money.
They want value, they want convenience, and they want to feel like they connect with the brands they're buying.
Retailers, it's not enough to just offer a bunch of products anymore.
No, it's about the whole experience.
You have to create something compelling, something that resonates with your target audience.
Tell a story, build a community, offer something unique, something you can't just find anywhere online.
Especially department stores, they have to rethink their role.
Yeah, they have to become destinations, experiences, places where people want to be.
More than just a place to buy stuff, it's got to be something special.
It's about those emotional connections that build loyalty.
Making people feel like they belong, like they're part of something bigger.
Exactly. You got to really understand who you're talking to, their values, what they want out of life, their whole lifestyle.
So as we wrap up this look at Nordstrom's decision to go private, what's the big takeaway for our listeners?
The retail world, it's in the middle of a huge transformation.
Nordstrom's journey, it's a reflection of the challenges and the opportunities that everyone in the industry is facing.
Whether you're a retail expert or just a shopper, you got to keep up with these trends.
Pay attention to those brands that are innovating, those who are trying new things, those who are adapting to what people want.
And as consumers, we have power.
Yeah, our choices matter.
Every time we buy something, we're saying what kind of shopping experience we want.
We're voting with our wallets.
Support the brands that share your values, the ones that offer something different, something that makes you feel good about spending your money.
It's an exciting time to be a part of the retail world, whether you're a business or a shopper.
Lots of possibilities.
But the stakes are high.
The winners are going to be the ones who can see what's coming, who can adapt, who can connect with their customers, who can create an experience that's more than just buying and selling.
Hopefully this conversation has given you some things to think about.
Keep exploring the world of retail. It's always changing.
Make smart choices, support the businesses and the experiences you believe in.
That's it for today.
Thanks for listening.
We'll see you next time.